Shyeasha might be a little shook on this one, so we gonna take our time.
I'm like feeling emotions like arise right now as we speak.
Mama, I love you. P.O.P. all the time.
I might cry this episode. Be prepared.
Yeah.
So.
The topic today is fear
of
intimacy.
Oh,
I think I'll start because I don't have much on this one.
and then I'll go in.
It felt like I had a lot of emptiness inside.
Just like me. Empty inside.
Not that I can't express my emotions, because I don't have problems like having those deep conversations or whatever. Like, it's hard for me to actually like feel things, if that makes sense.
No, it makes
it's hard
sense.
to explain.
But
like,
I think that's almost like a, I don't like to stereotype or pit like this is a man and this is a woman thing, but like I do think that that's a guy thing as far as like society has taught men like you should suppress your emotions, don't show us anything, you need to be strong, masculine, you need to always know how to lead, like all these different things. So I think that that's probably where that's coming from. It's just like versus let me feel this emotion, because we all have emotions, right? It's like, what's the solution? I just need to figure out a way to fix this and to solve it, so then that way I can move on to the next thing. That's what I think of. What's the solution? I just need to figure out a way to fix this and to solve it, so then that way I can move on to the next thing. That's what I think of. But.
And what helped me move past that really is just meditation, learning how to sit with whatever I'm feeling or whatever I'm dealing with, being alone. I can't speak for women, but I know for me, you know, I grew up with a big family, so being alone wasn't I'm just a social person. I like having crowds, I like having people, I like having groups. So as far as being intimate, I kind of look at intimacy as saying like, okay, I'm stripping away layers of things. I don't think with my wife I kept anything like deep from her, or like I feel like she knows me. And I don't keep things that internal going on with her. But some stuff as a man, you kind of have to have that stoic way of thinking sometimes. Like, I don't need to express every emotion. You know, sometimes you can just sit back and just say, okay, you know, so.
Like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing is that we get
hello, darkness, my old friend.
I don't think I really have a fear of emotion. You know, I may have some times where I'm like, I may not fully trust. I just have a deep belief that everything has an end to it. So sometimes that can make me feel empty.
Empty inside.
What do you think?
Yeah. So I would definitely say pre-COVID, I had really bad like fear of intimacy issues. And that definitely impacted of like the breakup of like me and my twin flame.
Oh,
it was that person, yeah.
Oh,
so,
we're going to have to have a whole episode on that one,
episode,
yeah.
So I definitely would say like, when it comes to that level of intimacy, like for example, kissing or like eye gazing, all of that was too much. It was like, I don't want you to. Yeah, now I'm better. Like through like workshops and therapies and just like dating people, I feel like I've gotten better in those spaces. I would say I'm not where I want to be at yet when it comes to like that type of intimacy.
Can we talk about why?
Yeah, we'll go there. I'm gonna bring up the why too. That was a good one. Yeah. So I'll kind of play around with that and reflect on it. But like, for example, that person that I was dating at the time, super, super passionate. Definitely his love language was like words of affirmation and physical touch. But I was just like,
most men.
I just need you to spend time with me and I need us to eat. Like and dance. So like mine was touch too, but it was more through like dancing. But he needed a whole bunch of passion, and at that time period, like I did not have that in me. I was like, I don't have this. And then of course that's when conversations of like non-monogamy came up, and this person was not there, and he wound up cheating. But that's we talked about that in like other other shows. We brought that up, but it's like if I'm not providing this for you, then somebody else can. So, but anywho, so I would say I've worked on like that part of intimacy, or like the fear of intimacy I had then. So I want people to remember too, like intimacy does not only include sex.
All right,
so
like when I was talking about just stripping down the layers and getting to the internal.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people just think, oh, intimacy. like sex. No, it's
these days
sex. Like
these days intimacy and sex is totally separated.
it's different. Yeah, like so intimacy, like he said, like it's being seen, connecting, like through food. Like I think like there's so many different things, and it means something different for each person, right?
Get into deep truths about who you are as a person.
So I think of like once I feel, for me, the reason I would say in this other, so sexually back then, I definitely had some fear of intimacy issues, but I definitely would say that I let that person see me in like other spaces, like when it came to like childhood traumas and all these different things. Thinking of now, the sexual part of intimacy, not an issue, but like still like when people get close. So say like I'm starting to let you get close.
You're too close, man. You're too close.
Yeah, because I know your ass used to be like, back up, you're too close.
Yeah, you're too close.
You're too
close. So like, and I think for me, because Michael was like, why do you think that is? So I'll get into that. Like as I trusted people and they got close, they would disappoint me. So for me, it's like, I don't need you. You're getting too close. You're only going to disappoint me and you're going to let me down.
So it's an attachment injury.
Oh, basically. It's an attachment wound. Yeah, it's like some abandonment / like rejection. Like there's a whole bunch of different things. And I've talked about this type of stuff in therapy too. So it's just like, it's almost like me just wanting to do shit myself because it's like, you're going to let me down.
I don't have to feel that hurt. I'd rather just save myself the drama and just
I'm going to push you away. I don't want to deal with it. And I've done that.
Yeah,
I'm like trying not to cry about this. Yeah, but like Michael said, I think in one of our previous episodes, like last week or something, like he's like, you have people in the friend zone. And it's because I've gotten scared to where I'm like, you're getting too close to me. I'm letting you see me too much. Fear of intimacy, right? And not only are you going to try to use that against me, because I've had somebody do that before. So that I think that links to that too, to where it's like, I let this person in, I was seen by them, and then they use that information against me. And I feel that's my masculine side, I think, though, because that happens to men. It's like men let us in sometimes and then share these intimate details, and then we use that against them. So for
one woman do that.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like men need to be more secure in that area. What is your real truth? And I'm not talking about like some deep philosophical thing. It's just really simple as this. If a person try to say, hey, you don't have $100 in your pocket, you know the truth. You know you got a big $100 bill in your pocket. So who cares what the other person is saying? Because you really know what your truth is. So who cares what the other person says? That brings confidence. Like, I know who I am. I know what the truth is. So when somebody try to use things against you or whatever, you know what the real truth is. So you don't really have to have those type of insecurities.
It's like this battle of like the conscious and the subconscious, to where I'm like, and we talked about this off camera before too, to where I'm like, oh my gosh, I want this, but I need to work on some stuff subconsciously. Because remember, like, although we are logical humans, like, I don't remember what the percentage is. Michael will find it and maybe post it later. I want to say like 70%. I could be wrong. Let us know in the comments.
Right,
but like,
show me the stats.
Show me the stats. Yeah, show me the stats. I think it's 70% of like what's going on in our head is subconsciously, and then we just let the other information consciously come through. So it's
and most of our thoughts are negative. Like we have thousands of thoughts today, and most of them are really
very negative. Thoughts, So I think of that, like I keep having this battle of like subconsciously I need to work on this stuff, and I know that I need to work on this stuff, and then consciously I'm like, nope, back up. You're too close. You're gonna let me down. So I think of that. But those are things that I'm working on, and that's part of why I'm single right now. I just need to take a break and like revisit my like list of like what do I want in a partner? Do I want to go back to being like monogamous? Do I still want to be non-monogamous? Like I was telling Michael one day, like I'm to this point of like I'm ready for family and a kid, like kids and stuff like that. But it's just like finding that person, and then like subconsciously I really just want to take this whole break and just be like done. I don't want to date anybody. But then I'm like, what if like somewhere in the universe I meet somebody and then that's my person and I just shun them away? Like not even get involved with them, but I'm just saying, say I'm like, okay, I'm not dating right now because of X, Y, and Z, and that really is my person.
Remember, I think we talked about this in another video when you said you're gonna get hurt. But I think in relationships or just with people, it's a difference between hurt and harm.
Ooh,
like, you can get hurt, obviously, but harm is totally different. Harm is intentional stuff. So I think what you're saying is, now I could be wrong, but are you saying you don't want to do any hurt or you don't want to do any harm? Because that's two different things.
To like another person?
Yeah.
So I'm saying just before we even got to a dating space. So say somebody's like, oh my gosh, I'm interested in you. I really like you. It's like, okay, do I take this leap and try to go with the flow, especially if I'm vibing with them and I feel them as well? Or do I say to them like, hey, I'm like on this break. I don't know if I really want to date right now or if I should be because I'm working on X, Y, and Z. So I've definitely heard from numerous peoples from like experts, therapists, all these different people of like, you don't have to be like completely healed before you get in a relationship. Sometimes you work through that stuff in a relationship. So I think of that.
Plus, in relationships, you're doing life together. So it's not, I mean, stuff gonna come up in life that you're gonna have to deal with.
And then I'm gonna get triggered by. So I think that's what it is. Yeah. So I don't want to hurt anybody, but also it's what he said, and I agree with this. We did talk about this. I remember this. It's like everybody's gonna hurt you, like all types of relationships, your work relationships, your romantic relationship, your family relationships, like people are going to hurt you, but it's like, are they trying to do harm? I do remember us talking about that.
Intentional.
So that does make a difference, and that's, I'm getting a whole therapy session right now.
That's good though. That's good. Like getting the help and talking to a non-biased person, and so I think that's good.
Well, you guys got to hear, and I didn't cry.
I'm building up. I know I was like, I know you holding that shit in, like, oh, come on, be strong, be strong.
I'm not letting it out. That might be after once the cameras go off. We'll see. But so let us know down in the comments. Do you have any fear of intimacy issues, or do you know somebody that does?
Yeah, this generation definitely does.
Yeah, remember we're in a hookup culture.
Yeah, we're in a hookup. Yeah,
there's a whole bunch of mixed feelings all over the place. Like, share, subscribe.
Yes, like our videos, share, and subscribe, and we are out.
Booyah!
Toodaloo, motherfucker. Hey.